I'm going to give you guys a short story time of how the Lord humbled me and led me on this journey to modesty. So I started off growing up, I started off like most girls, most young women in society, and I gloried in my appearance and my body. And at a certain age I realized that, oh my goodness, people are starting to think, like I'm cute and I'm pretty, and they're commenting on my body. And this is like a thing for me where I'm like, oh, so this is giving me the attention that I crave and I feel like I need right now. But honestly, it was the wrong, type of attention. And I think this is common for women, particularly who have, experienced rejection in their life. At a certain point, to get, attention, maybe the attention that you never got, you think that you need to act a certain way, you need to dress a certain way so that you can, gain like the approval of people and that you can get attention from people. And so this is exactly what I was doing. At that time, I didn't know, that's what I was doing, and I knew that I was trying to get attention. To be honest, I knew that I was trying to get attention, but I didn't know why. I didn't know the root of it. And so, at a certain point, I started, doing some longer braids, and I learned to braid hair by myself because I love braiding hair so much, and I could never let my natural hair breathe. And I remember one of my friends, she was asking me, she's like, do you ever let your hair breathe? And it's like, no, I was never going to allow my hair to breathe because, again, I was trying to upkeep like this uphold like this image, and I was just, trying to, be whatever I was trying to be, And so I wasn't really big on makeup, but I used to wear, some concealer, probably because my mom would never let me do too much, but I used to wear some concealer, I would fill in my brows, I would do like a cat eye with some eyeliner, I would do mascara, and from time to time, I would tell some of my friends at school to like pop on some lashes for me. And for the first time, I felt like I was relevant, to society. And it felt good. It felt really good. And so, people started to identify me as this baddie, and I loved it. But here is when the Lord snatched me out of whatever path, I was going in. I remember in 2019, I had this encounter, and basically it was like the end of the world. And I remember throwing away all my cosmetic products for some reason. I didn't know why, but in the dream, I felt this urgency of I'm supposed to be leading people to Christ. I'm supposed to be leading people to the Lord and not to myself. And this was like the urgency in the dream, and I was getting so angry with, women that were not drawing people to the Lord, but rather drawing people to themselves. And so I woke up from this dream. I was shook, but I kind of forgot about this dream. But then in 2020, this is where things just took a turn. So 2020 hits, we're quarantined, the world is on lockdown. The Lord is like, you have no more excuses not to seek me. So I started seeking the Lord, started praying, started reading my Bible, started getting closer with God. And I remember, I don't know what came over me this one day, and I was like, Lord, if you want me to stop wearing, I remember this one day braiding my hair, and it was just like kind of frustrating because I couldn't get the parts all the way straight. And so I was like, and this has never happened to me before, and so I'm like, Lord, do you still want me to do this? If you don't want me to do this anymore, show me. And sure enough, the Lord showed me. He gave me a sign, and I'm like, wait, what? Now I have to give these things up? It was a struggle, guys, to give things up. And I remember crying one day, and I'm like, Lord, are you actually serious? I have built like a name for myself. I have this status for myself. You're gonna really tell me not to wear, hair extensions and makeup anymore? Like, what are people gonna think when they see me? Like, I'm gonna look, sick. I'm gonna look different. And this is where my journey to modesty, just started. And the Lord, started to convict me of certain things. Like, before I could wear, leggings, and it was fine, and I could show off, my curves, and I can show off my shape, and I didn't feel any type of shame about it. But at a certain point, because of, my relationship with God just strengthening, I started to become convicted of certain things. Like, no, I can't just be showing off my body like this anymore. I need to be covered up. And this is really where, this journey to modesty started. So honestly, this is my personal consecration. I never sit up here and preach to people that if you don't stop wearing makeup, this is gonna happen to you. If you don't cover your hair, this is gonna happen to you. No, this is my personal consecration. You know how in the Bible sometimes the Lord would give certain people instructions like, no, you can't cut your hair, or you can't touch, dead things, or there was like a specific consecration for them. And so God gave me, this is my personal, consecration and walk with the Lord of why. And honestly, God knows why, he would have me, to give up these things. Because honestly, I think if I continued with like the path that I was going, I think I would become a little bit too prideful. Like I was already getting, a little bit prideful, And so this is my personal, consecration. And honestly, my convictions, this journey has taught me that, as a daughter of God and representing a king on the earth, you need to carry yourself in a very respectful way. You cannot say that you are a child of God or a daughter of God, but yet and still you're out here showing cleavage. You're out here, showing off, the shape that you have, and you're showing off every curve, and you're calling the wrong attention to yourself. And you're still acting in a way that is not aligned, with the Lord. And you're not drawing people to the Lord. You're drawing people to yourself. And I know this is the hard truth for a lot of people. And a lot of people be like, no, God doesn't really care about how you dress. But honestly, if you really had to seek the Lord and ask him of certain things, he would show you. Never in a million years did I think I would be here. I never envisioned this for myself. It's so funny because, people at a certain point, I started to get a lot of opposition for, this journey that the Lord led me on. And I'm like, first of all, who in their right mind would, as a young woman, as a young girl, who in their right mind would just sit up one day and say, you know what, I think I'm gonna stop wearing makeup. I think I'm gonna stop braiding my hair. Like, who does that, If you're not really led by the Spirit of God, like, who comes up with things like that? And so people didn't really understand, like, what was going on. People probably thought I was so crazy. At a certain point, people would discourage me, like, you're gonna look like a grandma, and you're never, no guy is ever gonna think that you're attractive. But fast forward a couple years, after, my transformation, I actually did get married, and someone actually did find me attractive. And I think that was like a big thing for my husband, where he was like, you carried yourself in a very like respectful way. And that's why I always say, like, it pays to serve the Lord and do what the Lord is leading you to do. And someone needs to hear, like, it does not matter. Like, you don't have to go out your way to try to entice someone, or try to seduce someone, or, dress a certain way, do certain things to kind of, capture or lure, a man to yourself. Because honestly, that's a form of witchcraft. It's a form of manipulation. I simply followed what the Lord told me to do, and he handled the rest for me. He did the rest. I didn't have to do anything. I just had to submit to him, and he moved on my behalf. And so, yes, I want this video to be an encouragement for someone that you do not have to follow the traditions and the ways of the world, because the world says dress this way. The world says, show off every possible thing that you can, dress, not naked, but almost naked. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't need to do that. As a child of God, you need to represent the King, well, with grace. And one thing about modesty, there's this notion about modesty that, no, if you're, trying to dress modesty, you're gonna look like a grandma, you're gonna look bummy. You do not have to. You can be classy. You can be classy and covered. You know what I'm saying? Covered, but classy at the same time. And so this is just the way of the Lord. Include God in everything. How you dress, everything. The Lord wants to be involved in everything. And so this is the message that I just wanted to encourage someone with. And don't feel like the need to expose, your body. This is the heart of God for his daughters, and I hope that, someone would receive this message well, and hopefully my story. And guys, when I tell you, if I can be like this today, just know that it's possible for anyone. Like, if God is leading you on a journey of modesty, maybe that it doesn't have to particularly look the way, I am, and like with head covering and all the things, but it could simply be, covering up more and doing certain things. Like, however God will lead you, follow him, because he knows the best and he wants to be involved in everything. And so I hope this video blesses you.